For months now, we've been told that Trump's popularity is dying. The MAGA movement is over. We were told that the Trump coalition, the very coalition that gave Trump the biggest landslide win for Republican in over a generation, was dead, gone, buried, with no chance of coming back. That's certainly what 8 Republican Indiana state senators thought when they decided to betray President Trump and the MAGA movement several months back by voting with Democrats to keep Democrat districts in their state. Trump is furious, and he promised retribution. Yesterday was the day of Trump's wrath, and the results are absolutely terrifying every single milquetoast Republican politician in the nation. Stick with me to the very end of this video because we're going to see what this Indiana election means for the entire Republican Party and for the future of Congress itself. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to celebrate yet another glorious day in the Trumpian golden age that you made possible back in November of 2024. So if you want a front row seat on how you continue to change the world in ways you never even imagined, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, I have kids too. I understand the weight of raising a family in a world that feels so hostile to everything we believe. That's why the Patriot Alert newsletter exists. So you're never uninformed, never blindsided, never without hope. Scan the QR code to join for free. All right, gang. So yeah, you did it again. You, the MAGA patriots, particularly in the great state of Indiana, you did it again. You proved the experts, the so-called experts, wrong. What happened yesterday was not supposed to happen. I absolutely assure you that what happened yesterday was the last possible outcome that these 8 rhinos, right, Republicans in name only, these 8 rhino state senators who backstabbed President Trump and betrayed their own voters mere months ago, what happened yesterday was the last possible outcome they could have ever imagined in their worst nightmares. Their political advisors, their pathetic, overpaid, establishment-endorsed political advisors assured them that if they betrayed Trump, there would be zero political repercussions. The Democrats are going to win control of the House. It's inevitable. Maybe they'll even win the Senate. Trump will officially be a lame duck, and you'll still have your Indiana Senate seat long after he's gone. That is what they thought would happen yesterday. But you, the patriots of America, you, the tip of the spear of the MAGA movement, you had other plans for these feckless, betraying rhinos. You made your voice heard yesterday, and now every single Republican politician just heard what you had to say loud and clear. So let's set the stage here, shall we? Back in December of 2025, President Trump pushed hard for Indiana Republicans to join the redistricting fight together with states like Texas, Missouri, and North Carolina to redraw the state's congressional map in a way that would have created 2 additional Republican-leaning seats in the House of Representatives. 2 seats in a chamber where the GOP majority is currently hanging by a thread. So this wasn't a vanity project. This was a strategic imperative. Trump recognizes that the key to maintaining perpetual power in Congress involves getting rid of all of these Democrat seats in deep red states. Obliterate those seats and we'll control Congress for the foreseeable future. It's a pure numbers game, and red states got the numbers. It all seems simple enough. And so when the new map came up for a vote in the Republican-dominated Indiana Senate, what did 21 Republican state senators do? They voted with the Democrats to kill the redistricting map that would have helped us maintain a perpetual majority of 218 plus in Congress. I want you to get that. 21 Republican state senators voted with the Democrats. The vote was 31-19 to reject the redistricting map that would have helped maintain a perpetual Republican-dominated Congress for the foreseeable future. Why did they do it? One man, this guy, Mike Pence, the single biggest disappointment in modern American politics. these Indiana state senators decided that they would side with their one-time governor, and they would side with the Mike Pence wing of the party, the neocon rhino wing that hates MAGA, that hates populists, that hates the working class, that hates the fact that Trump stole the party from them. And, of course, they hate JD. And most especially, they hate you. Needless to say, after these Republicans joined with the Democrats to defeat the redistricting map, Trump did not take the news of that very well. He went on Truth Social, and he made it very clear. He warned, it was ominous to these senators, I'm coming for you. Just like he did with Liz Cheney, just like he did with Adam Klein Kinzinger, just like he did with MTG, just like he's doing right now with Massey. Cross me, and I will come for your seats. And yesterday, May 5th, was the day of reckoning for 8 of these senators who were up for re-election in their primaries, and it was an absolute bloodbath. When Indiana primary voters showed up to the polls, they delivered what one commentator called a flat-out wipeout. Travis Holdman, one of the most vile of these anti-Trump rhinos from District 19, gone. Jim Buck, District 21, gone. Greg Walker, District 41, gone. Linda Rogers, District 11, gone. Dan Durnall, District 1, gone. And many of them were defeated by massive margins. Or in fact, in that District 11 race, the Trump-endorsed challenger beat him with 73% of the vote. 73%. These are Liz Cheney margins. As the smoke cleared, 6 of the 8 turncoat Republican senators were defeated soundly. 1 is going through a recount because it's that close. It's literally within a few votes. And 1 seems to have squeaked by. It was an absolutely astonishing display of political power that has reverberations that go way beyond Indiana. And that is what we're going to find out next. I know you keep telling yourself at some point in the future you're going to buy and store away a few dozen gallons of water just in case an emergency hits your family and the water shuts off. We've all experienced it. The storm hits, the faucet stops working, and we're left wondering how long it's going to be before we have drinking water again. Every time it happens, we kick ourselves for not being more prepared. Well, here's an easy step that you can take that costs less than a dinner out. It's called the Pure Water Straw, and it can clean an entire year of water for you. It's absolutely amazing. It's the perfect emergency tool for making sure your family always has clean water through a disaster. So I got a little bit of some dirty water here, as it were, and what you do is you just take it out and you take the top off, and then what you can do is you can drink from any water source, no matter how dirty. Check this out. I'm kidding. I kid you not. It tastes just like water. This is coffee, obviously. I don't taste the coffee. It's just water. I mean, this is amazing. The Pure Water Straw allows you to drink from literally any water source, from the pond, from the mud puddle, the bucket that caught the rainwater, even, I kid you not, even the toilet. The Pure Water Straw instantly cleans out bacteria, pathogens, and debris and purifies the water. So you can drink clean water from any source without worrying about puking your guts out. We have these in our home. We got them in our cars. We've got them in our go bags. Or emergency responders actually recommend having one of these on hand for every member of your household. They store well in their sealed bag. It's a tool your family would be able to count on for years to come. Now, if a takeout meal is more important than a year of clean water for your family, well, then obviously the Pure Water Straw isn't for you. But if you know how important clean water is, and understand how quickly a disaster can change everything, then getting a few of these Pure Water Straws is a no-brainer. It's the most logical next step, both for your peace of mind, but also from an investment price standpoint, because normally these are $45 each, but today the makers, Sierra Madre, need to make some space in their Wisconsin warehouse. And so they're marking these guys down over 60% with free shipping to boot. Click the link in the description below and grab yours today so your family's ready for the next crisis or disaster. You won't regret it. Click on that link below right now.
He's the boss of the party. I think Alyssa stated it very well. He calls the shots in the Republican Party, and if you go against that, he will pour his wrath out upon you, and it doesn't typically turn out well. As Harry Enton has said before, go against Trump in a primary and you wind up in the grinder, and that's what happened in Indiana. To me, what I was looking for tonight was the forward-looking lessons here. For instance, what's going to happen in Kentucky in a couple of weeks in that 4th congressional district where Thomas Massie is the one congressional Republican who has been the biggest thorn in Donald Trump's side. They have poured millions into that race, and a lot of people are wondering, could he withstand a challenge from a Trump-backed challenger there? If you look at what happened in Indiana tonight, and you're Thomas Massie tonight, or you're anybody else in a primary right now where Trump's on the other side of you, you got to be thinking, this is a bad night for me. But bottom line is, there's always plenty of money in politics, and it's always a president's priorities and prerogatives that call the shots in his or her political party, and here we are.
That's the one and only Scott Jennings. He says it perfectly. Trump is the boss of the party. That's absolutely key. This is why Thomas Massie has to go. He needs to get fired for his incessant and constant and never-ending attempts at thwarting the boss's agenda. This is why MTG had to go. This is why, frankly, Tucker has to go. In fact, I wouldn't even say Trump is the boss. I'd say he's the general. He's the commander-in-chief. We're in a very real political war. We're fighting against a rabid left-wing lunatic party that did everything they could to put Trump behind bars for the rest of his life. Unfortunately, I think those 8 rhino neocons in Indiana agreed with that. They wanted Trump gone. That's why they voted with the Democrats. When we have opportunities to take the Democrats out through redistricting, and Trump gives the order and says, go do it, take them out, you, oh lowly little state senator, you don't get to second guess the commanding general. And virtually every one of these pathetic, weak, compromised, backstabbing rhinos in Indiana learned that lesson the hard way last night. Now, make no mistake. What happened yesterday was absolutely key to getting virtually all red states to redistrict before 2026. Right now, according to Crystal Ball's forecasting, the Republicans have a solid 211 seats, while the Democrats are down to 209. Now, that includes, as I understand it, that includes Florida's new +4 seat map that DeSantis just signed into law, but it does not include the +4 Democrat seats in Virginia because that's currently being blocked by the court. So at this point, the Republicans just need 7 more seats, and they've got a solid 218 safe red seats going into the midterms. And we're about to get 2 from Louisiana's court-mandated redistricting, 1 or 2 possibly from Mississippi, I believe, 1 from Alabama. If we had those 2 seats from Indiana, we'd already be more or less at 218. Now, fortunately, South Carolina looks like they're going to redistrict. Tennessee is going to give us another seat, and possibly even Georgia. We can get another couple of seats from there. And again, the point is that at the end of the day, we try to get as close to 218 as possible, if not surpass it. And then we just pour hundreds of millions of dollars. Right now we have 8-1. It's 8-1 discrepancy in terms of fundraising against the Democrats. We just pour hundreds of millions of dollars into a handful of competitive swing states, and we got this. And yesterday made it absolutely undeniably clear that that is precisely what Republican voters want. We want to win this war that Hakeem Jeffries has pronounced as declared against us. One final note here. I just want you to appreciate how historic this is. We have never, and I literally mean never in modern American political history, seen a second-term president exercise this level of raw political power over his own party's primaries. Never. I mean, think about the historical pattern here. Second-term presidents are supposed to fade. They're supposed to become lame ducks. Congress starts to ignore them. Their party starts looking past them to the next cycle. Their endorsements carry diminishing returns. That's the established textbook playbook of second-term presidential politics going all the way back to Eisenhower. And I would argue it was precisely the playbook that these now unemployed Indiana state senators drew from when they voted with the Democrats to kill the 2 new Republican congressional seats in their state. But as of last night, they're learning the hard way that the Trumpian golden age is a new political era where there's no such thing as a lame duck president. Quite the contrary. Trump is a second-term president who is more feared, more politically powerful, more influential inside his own party than he was even in his first term. That's not normal. That shouldn't be possible by the conventional wisdom, and yet here we are. So what does this mean going forward? Well, beyond the massive redistricting that we'll be seeing in red states following last night's results, I think the bigger implication is the Save America Act, which would require documentary proof of U.S. citizenship and photo ID to vote in federal elections. Trump wants it. It's polling at 80-20 among voters, and yet it's stalled in the Senate. And I think the repercussions from last night are going to be very effective in getting these Senate Republicans, most particularly Senate Majority Leader John Thune, to find a way to pass the SAVE Act once and for all. The Indiana results are a live fire demonstration of what happens when you cross this president. And the message is now echoing in every Republican-held state house and Senate office in the country. The Trump effect is real. It is funded. It is organized. And it is coming for you if you stray. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. I want to hear what you have to say. And as always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button for breaking news and analysis you're not going to get anywhere else. Love you guys. God bless. I want to give you a gift before you go. A free episode of Turley Walks is ready for you. No strings, just good conversation. Scan the QR and watch this exclusive episode.